Right guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. In this one I'm just going to be showing you how to replace the sealant in your tubeless tyre. So let's go ahead, let's take a look. So here we have the wheel, just going to be demonstrating it on. Now this applies to any wheel, it doesn't matter if it was a gravel bike tyre like this one and wheel, or it was a road wheel 25mm tyre on a carbon rim, same thing would apply, it doesn't matter. So obviously what we want to do is change the sealant. If you don't know how old your sealant is, or you're thinking, well, it's been there quite a time now, so you better change it, because obviously it deteriorates over time, so it's better to change it every now and again, just to make sure obviously you got the maximum puncture protection still in the sealant. So obviously first thing we do is just let the tyre down as you would. So once we got the tyre deflated, then we want to do is obviously break the bead on one side. Obviously you need to break enough bead so as you can get the tyre off the rim. So what we've done is we've just got a section that's off of the rim. We haven't got the whole thing off, we just got a little piece like that, about a foot or so long, that's off the rim itself. Then what we can do is, see all the sealant's down at the bottom, so we've got the bit up at the top like that. So I'll just show you the next step. So what we've got is a bucket on the floor. So this is the easiest way to do it. It doesn't make any mess in. If people are worried about how much mess it's going to make when you're trying to do this, if you want to renew your sealant, then you don't want to be making any mess, because there's no need to. So all we do is get the wheel like that, and then with the bit, like I said, the section we've broken there, obviously if you hold it like that, the bottom, the sealant's all run to the bottom in there. So what you can do is, if you put it on the bucket like that, and just lay it over like that, and then with your hand just reach in there and just push down. And it doesn't matter what tyre this is, like I said, this could be a just normal road tyre, it's the same thing, it just be the sidewall is harder to because the sidewall's harder because there's not so much of it, so it's just harder to push down on it with your finger. That's all the difference would be. So you just do that like that, and then push down on it, make like a V in it, and then the sealant will just run out like that. So obviously you can check, stand it up again, check that you got it all. Any old sealant in there, you can have a look. If there's any old sealant, a lot of old sealant in there, just make sure you can get that out with your finger, like so, before you replace it with the new stuff. So just empty the sealant out, depending on how much, obviously, what size tyre you got and how much is in there. And then just have a damp rag handy, like that. And then if you have spilt any, you can just wipe it off like that, without making any mess. You got your old sealant in the bucket, so that's out of the way. And then all you do then is, with your new sealant, obviously put your wheel down like that. Now like I said earlier, depends on what size tyre you've got. If this is a road tyre, then you might have to just hold the tyre sidewall away slightly with your finger to put the sealant in. On these bigger width tyres, obviously you've got more sidewall like that. So what we want to do is put the tyre back on. If it's come off too far, just put the tyre back on a little bit, first, and then place it down like that on the floor. Just lean it up, and depending on what sealant you're using, obviously you can put sealant through the valve core itself with a little syringe and a piece of plastic tube that fits over your valve. So you can do that, but a lot of sealants won't go through the valve core because they got a lot of bits in them and it'll block your valve core up. So hence why it's better just to put it in the bottom of your tyre. So all you do is measure out whatever you need to put in your particular tyre, how much sealant you need, depending on the width obviously of your tyre and the diameter. So what we do is you just got to measure. So just measure it out. Before we put it in, obviously shake your bottle well before you put it in as well. Then all we do is pour the sealant into the bottom like so, and then just lift your wheel up and then go ahead and put your tyre back on. Obviously when you get it on so far, what you can do is turn the wheel, and obviously the sealant stays in the sealed part where the bead's not broken as you're putting it on, so it stays out of the way, so it's not going to come back out again. Then you just go round obviously and put your tyre back on. Obviously if it's harder tyre to get on, then like I said, leave the sealant in the bottom, and obviously you're putting your tyre on. If you need a lever to put it on with, then you can use a lever at the top and the sealant's at the bottom, and just get a damp cloth if there's any sealant anywhere, just wipe it straight off, otherwise it'd be sticky. So that's the new sealant back in. So all you got to do is just keep your valve to one side and then re-inflate your tyre. So once you've got your air in it, put your valve cap back on, and there we have it, new sealant in there, no mess. So you're ready to go ahead and refit the wheel back onto your bike. So if you found the video helpful, if you did, remember to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more cycle related content. Till next one, ride safe and I'll see you then.